So this little spot, we got 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can count right here. See, there's the Gyromitra, and there's these right here. Look at that water coming out of that stem. Here it goes. This is a Gyromitra Esculenta. So this is the poisonous kind. This is what we do not want to take home. Blaine Washburn here with another episode of Utah Mushroom Hunter, and today I've got something different for you. I've been doing a lot of hunts for morels, and it's been a banner morel year. But this time I'm going after Gyromitra Montana, and I've been so involved with the morels, I'm later than normal going after these Gyromitra Montanas. I usually like to start about 3 weeks ago, and I'm worried I might be a little bit late. I'm not sure how well I'm going to do today, but I'm going to get out there, I'm going to look, and let's see what we can find. Now, these Gyromitra Montanas, you got to be careful with them. They are a false morel, and they are toxic unless you cook them well, all right? It's been said that they're toxin, or they've got what jet fuel in there. It's not actually jet fuel, but some of the chemicals used to produce jet fuel, apparently. That's what I've been told. But regardless, do not eat these raw. You've got to cook them well to eat them, but they're one of my favorite. I absolutely love these mushrooms. So let's get going. Let's see what we can find today. Well, here's what I believe is my first Gyromitra Montana, but it's darker than I was expecting. So it's either that or it's an Esculenta. Oh, so that is a Gyromitra Montana, but it is older. I'm gonna leave that one and hope for better options. There's my second one. Again, this one is a little bit old, so I just might be to this particular area a little late. I might have to go up a little higher. There's what that one looks like. Definitely a Gyromitra Montana, but just a little bit on the mushy side. Getting old. Here's a few more, and these ones actually look a lot better. Look at that. You got 2 of them there. You got one down underneath there. You've got one right over here. They're small, but these definitely look a lot better, like they're in a lot better shape. I probably should just take a moment just to teach you about these as well. They're a lot different than the morels. The morels need that drained soil, but these Gyromitra Montanas, they actually do very well in very soggy soil. They're considered a snowbank mushroom, which means you can find them right up against snow. Many times I found them growing right out of snow. So they are a lot less heat resistant. The second it starts warming up, these things degrade and they disappear. Looks like there's another little one right there. It's important to time these. The timing on these ones are a lot more important than many of the other mushrooms that we hunt. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take these. Hopefully they're in as good condition as they look. Here's what they look like. I dropped one and it fell completely apart. Even though these ones look better, they're still falling apart. So I just might have to go up in a little higher elevation. I'll keep looking here because I'm going to definitely find more. Hopefully I can find some bigger ones in better shape still. But you know, that's not bad. A mushroom that looks a lot similar to these that you don't want to mess with is the Gyromitra Esculenta, and I have found them up here as well. You can distinguish them because they have a very different stem. It is more like a single stem, and whereas here these stalks here are a lot more thicker. If you cut them crosswise, they look almost inter-threaded, and the Esculenta is a lot darker. So you leave those completely alone. If you're not sure, you know, just don't eat it. But these ones are Gyromitra Montana. I don't know if you can see that. I got a grouse up here. There it goes. Or is that a checkered? I'm not sure. Here's another old one. Leave that one because that one's not good anymore. All right, here's my first beauty. Still at the lower elevation, so there's a few out there. This one's big. See how big that is? That's a nice one. Nice big one. Still getting kind of old though. Wow, so look at this fun mushrooming area. Now these are not ones I'm going to harvest. I don't know what they are. They're white, and when you look at one of the gills, you can see that this is not what we're wanting to eat. Right? This is not one I'd consider an edible, but they're sure is fun to see these little flushes of them. Come down through here too. And to top it all off with, look at this old stump with these like conchs growing out of it. Just an interesting little mushroom spot. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to zoom. There's another one of those grouse, I think. All right, so I'm headed back to the car now. I'm gonna try to get into a higher elevation, but on my way back, I ran into this stuff right here. See, this looks a lot like Gyromitra Montana, but it's not. And if I pull one up, I can show you. It's a close cousin to it, but you can see that there is flat. I guess some people might call that pig's ear, and I can't remember the name of that, but you don't eat this. I leave that alone. It is not what we're after. You can see there's some over there too. You see how flat that is? Gyromitra Montana grows up in a ball with a more distinct stem. This is the areas they like. See how mushy and swampy this is here? I'm just too late in the season for this elevation. There's more that cousin to the Gyromitra that you leave alone. See, it looks like the same on top, but you flip it over, you can see it's flat. It's got that underside. So I leave these alone. Someone might tell me to parboil those and eat them, but I'm not interested in that. Okay, so I'm at my higher location, and I'm kind of excited because I was super worried this area up here was going to be maybe too warm too. But I got up here, and as I was driving up here, I started seeing snowbanks. And this is a snowbank mushroom, and so there's snow. Let me flip this around so I can show you what I'm seeing. All right, so this is what it's looking like up here. See this? You got snow, quite a few snowbanks. So this particular location should be pretty darn close to ideal. You can see a little bit of evidence of mushrooms here too. These aren't the kind of mushrooms I'm looking for, but there's definitely some mushroom activity, and you can see just looking at them that these mushrooms need lots of water. But anyway, let's get looking. Let's see what I can find in this area. I bet I can find some good stuff here. So I'm seeing a lot of these. That cute little mushroom. See that mushroom? If you know what kind of mushroom that is, put a comment down in the comments of the video. I found one. That is a Gyromitra Montana. Nice. This isn't huge. Okay. It isn't big. You carve all this dirt out. See, that's what a stalk of a Gyromitra looks like. So that one's in perfect condition. Well, there's another one. Yay, found another. There are far and few in between out here this year for some reason. I don't know why. But there's a few of them. I see another one by those two big other kinds of mushrooms. I don't know if you can see those. See, there's the Gyromitra, and there's these right here. Again, not sure what those are. Never looked them up because I've never been interested in them, but you can just see how much water's in them. Look at that. Look at that water coming out of that stem. Wow. It's a nice little Gyromitra right there though. By the way, I just took a closer look at this other mushroom and look at that. 2 separate stems, 1 cap. Crazy. Here's some more Gyromitra. Look at that, there's a bigger group of them, and there's one back over in there too. Here's some more Gyromitra. Look at that, there's a bigger group of them, and there's one back over in there too. Just noticed that one back there as well. Nice little group of them, and it's fun to find them, but I'm going to leave these because these are all young, and I think I'm just a little bit early. I really think that's why I'm not finding them as much as I have in the past. I just showed you that pocket I found back there, and I just walked up here, and I can already see this nice one right here. So, ending the day not so bad. That one's big enough I'm going to take. Here's how that one turned out, and that one's in perfect condition. It's a super fun one. Here's a fun flush. You got this one right here, and look at these up here. See, look at that snowbank right against the snow. That's why they call them snowbank, because they're not afraid of the snow at all. And you got that one there, and there, and one over there. So this little spot, we got 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can count right here. Fun little flush. Oh, you know what? There's more. There's an 8th one, puny. There's a 9th one right there. Are there any more? It's a fun little spot. Here's a fun one. Look at that one. Decent size. Yeah, it's a super nice one. Man, you know, it was the right decision to come up here to the higher elevation, and they weren't where I found them last year. Not quite as much, but in just searching in the general area, I was able to get into them. And there's quite a few out here to find right now. Here's a couple more decent sized ones too. Nice. Okay, so I found another flush. Look at this one. You got one right there. You got one right there. There it is, right there. You've got one right here. And you've got that one right there. Now, do you guys notice anything different about these? Anything different at all? Look how much darker these are. This is a Gyromitra Esculenta. So this is the poisonous kind. This is what we do not want to take home. I'll pull one up so you can see it. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so first thing you'll notice about this, obviously the darker colored skin, the top looks slightly different, and look at that stem. It's like one stem rather than the convoluted stem that we've been harvesting. And if you cut it in half, that's what it looks like when it's cut in half. So this is the Esculenta, Gyromitra Esculenta. Did not know we were going to find one of these today. But when you find those, do not eat those. Here's another look at this one over here. If you understand what you're looking at, you can see they're very different than the Gyromitra Montana that we've been harvesting. And this one over here too. The stem is a dead giveaway, the coloration as well, and even the way that cap looks. But to the untrained eye, this could easily be confused. This one can get you into trouble if you try to eat it, so don't eat these. All right, so I want to do just a little bit of a side-by-side comparison of these two, just to help you better understand the differences. Obviously, the color is huge. That's a very quick and easy indicator. But the stems on these See how I say convoluted, but they're intertwined and so forth, and it goes that way right to the ground. You can see how wide that is. And this Esculenta is not the same. You can see it's just like one stem, and it goes down. It's a lot more like a morel stem, and you can see the inside of that as well. It's hard to tell in this one, but those stems are hollow. And just look at the top of that thing too, the configuration of that. See, it's a different look than the Gyromitra Montana. So just be super careful and don't confuse these, and don't eat the Esculentas, but the Gyromitra. Just cook the Gyromitra well. Both of these are toxic, but the Esculenta is going to get you, and the Gyromitra Montana, if you cook it well, it'll be delicious. But you got to cook it well. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a day. I've been tromping around, found quite a few Gyromitra Montana, and it's been fun. It's been good to get out into the mountains. Air up here is so fresh, and it's been fun kind of tromping through some snow, and end up finding some awesome mushrooms. I definitely don't call this one of my record book Gyromitra days. I've had much better days than today, but still, it ended up being really good. I think I ended up being just a little bit early, maybe a week early, possibly for this area right here. But I'm not complaining at all though, because I ended up finding some really good ones, and they're in great condition. So anyway, it's been a fun adventure for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next adventure.